So we have established that there's a lot of demand for experimentations, and we ourselves get a lot of questions from prospective clients. And the question normally is like, okay, we want to get started with experimentation, but what are the top 3 things that you would want us to tick off first so that we are ready to do experiments? So what are the top 3 things that you would want any company to tick off first so that they are experimentation ready? Ishan, you can go first.
Yeah. So firstly, I would like to thank Robson for this amazing point on proving our things. That's quite great. So the 3 things that I feel that need to be checked off and in that order, I think. First, I think is the culture, because I've realized a lot of times as humans, we use data to confirm our points, not to learn more a lot of times. And there are a lot of cultural issues. And if those cultural issues are first not fixed, if we are not willing to learn from data, then experimentation ends up being a puppet where it is used in case it confirms our beliefs and it is pushed aside when it does not confirm our beliefs. And that come from the senior leadership. So if the senior leadership is really aligned to learn and to sort of contradict their own selves, only then experimentation should be implemented. So the first thing is culture. The second thing I think is data, because if you do not have reliable sources of data, if your data is messed up, then no matter what you build on it, you will not be able to trust it. And the third thing I think is some sort of an understanding of which metrics matter to you. Like it cannot be a very basic understanding that revenue matters to me or maybe ARR matters to me. You need to boil it down to some leading metrics that indicate that your product is working. And from there on, only can you start to inculcate some form of experimentation in the company. So yeah, these are my 3 things.
Great points. Joshua, you can go next.
Well, I think Ishan already said everything, but I will say that as a mirror of that, if you want to have high quality, clean data, you need to have a data infrastructure for sure to process and to manage and store that data. Of course, I mean, executive buy-in for me is the most important, is even beyond the culture, and the buy-in to fail. Because most of the time, as Robson said already, the people wants to create experiments just to say that they are right. but the good thing about experimentation is that you fail, because if not, you are not experimenting well. But yeah, I will add one, let's say, one additional ingredient. That is, I feel that if you want to create let's say, experimentation culture, at the same way that I don't know, train your company for public speaking, for example, you should train your teams, your company in terms of statistics. You don't need to be an expert on statistics, but you need to know what is a Pareto. You need to know what is a distribution. And I feel that if you want to have an experimentation culture, you should provide statistical fundamentals to your company. So the people start to know how to isolate an hypothesis and so on.
Great points, Joshua. Robson, you have anything to add to that?
Those were pretty complete answers. I like the point of Josue of data literacy is also aligned with culture. So not to repeat them, I'm going to talk about something that is related to what Josue mentioned. Building hypotheses. We talked about this, Venkat, in our podcast, and you know that I'm really fond of people having a clear sense of why. Okay, you want to train MMMs, you want to run experiments, but why? What's the end game? What are you going to do with those results? Is anything going to change? Like as a person that follows a technical track, I'm always asking stakeholders, is my answer going to change what you're going to do afterwards? Or am I going to work here on a project for a couple of weeks and you're going to just to get these results? And if they confirm your belief, you're going to move ahead. If they not, so having a clear sense of why, I also think that understanding what those tools are capable of and the type of questions they're able to answer. Probably you guys saw Ron Kohavi sharing a paper about the Google experiments being interpreted as randomized experiments, but they were not randomized experiments. So like heads of marketing are going to assume they are randomized, but they are not. The conclusions are going to drive decisions to a different way. And so having a clear sense of what those tools are doing, and also knowing what is under the hood, right? I had previous experiences with marketing analytics vendors that they didn't want to open up what they were doing. And I mean, okay, your algorithm may be like proprietary, and it makes sense to me that you are not sharing everything, but we need to know what is going on if we are supposed to believe on those. So as a head of marketing, as a person in a marketing analytics team, please don't blindly believe everything that people tell you. Even is it Google or Meta or a third-party vendor? Question it. That's what I would like people to do.
Yeah, that's a great piece of advice.